Whenever you're ready, Gabe, you go ahead.
Did you know that making removable casts are actually fairly easy? All you need to do is put the cast liner on his arm, wrap it in the polyester casting tape, and then you add Velcro later for comfort and, well, to make it removable and stay on. These casts can be made in an incredibly short amount of time, as I'm about to demonstrate. So I'm going to need you to have this sock on your arm. So pinch your... Yeah, it needs to get on there about up to the elbow. That's close enough. And then take the thumb, a very small point, and cut out a hole for it, because if the hole is too big, it'll just expand rapidly. Yeah, so go ahead and put your thumb through. So as you can see, I cut a very small hole when it was pinched out, and it has already expanded quite a bit. Okay. And then I need to add the scissor guard. This is very important because without it, it makes removing the cast very difficult. So I just add it through this thumb hole. Okay, this is the foundation of the cast. Everything after this is to actually make the hard part of the cast. Once I open this, I'm going to be super on the clock because the polyester in here reacts with the air. So it's going to be black. The first thing I have to do, hold your arm out like this. Thank you. Is roll out the casting tape to about the center of the palm of his hands and then loop back on it so that it's double layered. This is for stability. Then you're going to want to cut. Don't touch it, it's very sticky and it'll stain you. Okay. Put it back in the box, the container, so it won't stain the table or stick to the table or anything like that. You need to make sure that the stability strip does not make contact with his thumb or skin in general. And then from here, I am able to dip the cast material, shake it off a bit so it's not super drippy, and then I start at the palm, wrap around twice to form a foundation, and then from there I skip up over to the palm of the hand itself, which you don't need or want to wrap it too tightly. And from there you go back around to up by the thumb, and then from there you just overlap it by 1/2. Overlap half of it with half of what you're overlapping it with. It's kind of hard to explain. And then you just keep doing that until you reach the end, at which point I can cut it off. And the rest of the casting material is pretty much unnecessary. And I just need to smooth it out from here. Now the cast is made, the next steps are for patient comfort and for it to be removable. I'm going to remove it. So normally when you remove a cast, you have to squeeze it a little bit and it'd be dry, but I don't have time, so I'm going to take it off while it's still wet. So I just cut the cast off. And again, this casting guard, this scissor guard makes it a lot easier. And from there you can just pull it out. From there you would trim various parts of it for more comfort. You'd cut the sock off because you don't want someone in a cast with like a tentacle hanging over it. And I'm going to skip to another cast for the sake of time because I don't have time to let that dry. This is what a more rigid cast would look like once it's dried. I made this last night. It's fairly misshapen because I took it off before it was dry. But you can see there's black markings on where I would cut it to trim it off. And you would also add Velcro and edge lining. You can pass this around as well if you would like. And then from there, once it's trimmed, you would have trimmed and you'd add Velcro. It's just sticky Velcro. And then the edge lining on here is soft. On there it's like rough, and you could probably cut yourself with it actually. But once it's dry and after everything's done, it's actually very durable. Supposedly you can actually run a car over one of these without them breaking. Just don't have your hand in it while that happens because your hand will still get crushed. My mom is the one who taught me how to make these. Yeah, and you could use these for April Fools as well, or something like that, not just for a medical profession. Making a lightweight removable cast takes very little time though. You just put the arm in the liner, you wrap it with polyester, and then you cut it off and modify it afterwards so it looks more like this. Now go forth knowing that bulky removable fiberglass casts are a thing of the past.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Yeah,